get the Denny's Benny, which is prime rib.
Boy, prime rib at a Denny's.
Yeah, it's on top of hash browns and under gravy and eggs.
Oh, no part of that sounds good. Speaking of looking awful, oh boy.
March Madness!
Okay, welcome to Fetch Quest, everybody. Or should we begin? We can take a few minutes. Do you want to keep
No,
looking
that
at
sounds
Denny's?
good. I mean,
Okay. We're
side-eyeing Denny's for a
It's
bit.
Labor Day. We're trying to find out where we want to eat food at later, and we picked Denny, or I picked Denny's. I don't know why. I've just been craving bad things. And speaking of which, welcome to Final Fantasy 13, a game I don't like.
I love this game.
You sure do.
We have been hyping up this play for years.
Hyping?
Years, long before the idea of actually streaming it ever came up.
Oh yeah, no. Rob loves this game. Rob, you wrote your master's thesis, or you're thinking about writing your master's thesis on this game?
I did my master's project on Life is Strange.
Okay, sure.
I didn't end up writing anything on this, but
yeah. I mean, this game is very big in my life too. It's the day I realized Square could hurt me, and dropped out of one of my favorite game developers here. That said, it's been 11 years. I remember nothing of it, so you may as well consider this a blind playthrough, or rather, a blind rage playthrough, if you will.
I know this game backwards and forwards. I haven't played it in 5 years, I think. Oh, longer than that. Jesus, I don't think
you have all the hallways memorized, have you?
Oh, it's not as hallway as Final Fantasy X.
We'll dive into this as we go here. What a great looking logo there.
Was that Helvetica?
Yeah.
Classic.
I actually say the game actually does look pretty good for being 10 years old. I will definitely say that right off the bat. But I remember almost nothing of what was going on here. So
I'm waiting for the HD remaster. They remastered 12, 10.2, 10.
They can't remaster this one because it's yeah. Can I get?
Because it's already in HD.
Can I get sound or can I get subtitles?
Because they absolutely can. They remastered Star Ocean 4 with a 4K remaster.
Well, they didn't make it on this Crystal Engine that apparently is so busted it can't run on anything.
Yeah, that was.
I was hoping I could be able to turn on subtitles.
I think we can in the settings.
We
Did you already start? Is this the game?
This is the game. Yeah, we're in the opening cutscene here. Yeah. So yeah, Lightning being badass. I remember this from all the trailers and everything. And the only likable character is there, and he's got a chocobo in his hair.
That is definitely fun.
Yeah, that's definitely fun. Lightning is fun in a vacuum. The problem is he has nobody to be in a vacuum against because every other character is awful.
So far, so good.
I can't entirely disagree.
Good for them.
I'm a big fan of most of the characters in this one. Hope's boring. Snow's boring. I guess I don't really care about that.
Vanilla's the manic pixie dream girl. Fang shows up at the end. Yeah. It's I wish the characters were better. Maybe that's why I'm meh on this game. Because Lightning works well as a... Cloud worked well because he had other pinball, crazy characters to bounce off of. Here, everybody's mopey as shit, and Lightning is also kind of mopey as shit.
Yeah, that really is the theme of this one.
Yeah.
Not your classic existential angst you see in all the other Final Fantasies.
It really isn't. This looks awesome, though. I will absolutely say this still holds up very well.
Guns.
Yeah.
So, as part of this, we'll be getting the full breakdown of this story from me while I watch you play.
Yeah.
Getting the nitty-gritty details.
You get to watch the hallway simulator.
As I'm sure you already know, this is a classic Genesis story.
God. Well, welcome to my symposium on storytelling, by the way. Because I'll also be interjecting everything I hate about that. Starting with my first rule of storytelling, where just because it's deep doesn't make it good. You can be 13 and be deep. That doesn't make it good. It just means that you're dealing with a lot of shit.
But they do it well, although they don't really get into the the end game details get a little fucking hazy.
Well, yeah, because it's a Japanese RPG, therefore we have to use the power of friendship to kill God.
Which happens every time.
Boy howdy, the actual game itself doesn't look as great immediately.
Cutscene
graphics. Slow down.
Then flip to...
Oh boy.
In-game graphics.
Yeah. The graphics of the movie looked great. But yeah, this is a little rough right off the bat here. And we're playing on the PS3, the optimized version of this game.
Yeah, somehow they managed to butcher every port of this game.
Yeah, well because they built an engine custom for this that was garbage. Okay, we're just fighting straight up. Okay, good. Active time battle tutorial. I actually like the battle system, with the exception of one key component. I'll view the tutorial because I haven't remembered how to play. So yeah.
I love everything about this battle
The active time battle gauge slowly charges, just like in the old school Final Fantasies, which is fine. Characters then perform based on what you do. You only control one character. Don't like that. And then you can import entire commands all at once, or use abilities and stuff. So for now we're just going to do auto battle, which is basically us saying, fuck it, we're just going to let things happen here. We have actions over Q, so we're going to go ahead and click on them here. Okay.
Only noob can control one character at once. That's what's amazing about this system, is just how easy it is to flip between everyone.
Is there a way to do that? I don't actually remember if there was.
There should be, right?
I don't think there is.
No, there has to be, because my whole...
There are gambits, I know that, which is basically telling them how to act a certain way. I thought that was the case. I could be very wrong, but I thought for sure you control one person at a time.
I
know that they're going to piecemeal it to us 20 hours of this battle system until we can actually get to the enjoyable part of the game.
Not so tough now, huh?
When they make it to the wasteland?
Yeah, well, I mean, we won't spoil it here effectively. We're going to be running through a lot of hallways for a while here. I don't think that's how trains work.
Dude, that's totally how trains work. I took the L train the other day, just like this.
I did see they're improving the L system over by Wrigley. That was pretty nice.
I remember I could get some help.
Yeah, you know, it definitely could. Yeah. Oh, good, the Chocobo's okay. The only character with charisma in the game.
Won't give up.
Alright, it's back, and this time it means business. It not only has weapons and saws, but also a tail. We're still controlling lightning? Okay, so yeah, if we wait and then we can do a double attack with blitz. I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason for doing things in a particular way. I don't remember what it is.
Can you not flip with L and R?
No, you can't flip with L and R. You can... What am I doing here? I can scan with him, I guess.
Must be one of the abilities.
Yeah, I don't think you can, Rob. I could be wrong. If it was, I didn't figure it out.
Maybe you can. I guess that's the way this works.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how I did my strategies when I played this game, because everyone had real specific class loadouts.
Yeah, well, they absolutely did. Yeah. That's throwing it out pretty quick here. I don't know if you can actually die in the opening battle. It'd be pretty interesting if you could. But I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Battle results. We got 5 stars!
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah, I definitely
just randomly selected attacks. And we got 6 total potions.
Many potions. I think that's the main, that's the main way healing works in this game.
Well, no, actually, you see, we're going to get into one of my least favorite parts of the game here in a second, which is the core concept of how battles work. We'll save that for later. I
thought you were going to talk about the best part of it, where you heal at the end of every fight.
Oh, okay,
so you don't have to do miserable dungeon management the whole game.
We can talk about that now. So, you're correct. You heal at the end of every battle. That's great. I understand and respect that. What I don't respect is the fact that you've got... It basically is a way to prolong the game, because if you can heal at the end of every battle, therefore every fight is more meaningful. We should probably pay attention...
I mean, she just
Where do you
jumped.
think you go?
Yeah,
dead.
that's
That's it.
the whole story. Game over. Unfortunately, I can't hear what they're saying because I don't have the cutscene. I hope it's not important. We got to get the subtitles on here.
Well, I mean, Lightning just took off. She's in the middle of doing something we don't know exactly what she's doing
He's,
yet.
he's talking to a bird. It's fine.
Says we haven't actually gotten example or
Yeah,
We haven't gotten
we're
reasons for
gonna
anything
get
yet.
into we're gonna get into example of what I'm referring to here. So okay, so I think we're now in control here. I think unless there's more cutscenes, there's really no way to know. Okay, there we go. Oh, good. A control to no. We're gonna leave the camera alone. Oh, and I'm an instrument of fate because I didn't touch the camera. Okay.
I assume it's just because you started the. If I remember right, the trophies in this are all terrible. It's like
If I
you
remember
started
correctly,
the.
yeah.
You've started chapter
So we're
1.
gonna turn on
Congrats.
subtitles. What the hell? Okay, it's on. Okay. Turn on here. And turn on here. Oh, good. I can have battles go slower. That'd be great.
I like how there's normal and slow, not fast.
Yeah. So you have a leader, and then you have members. And if I remember correctly,
Okay.
there's a way to there's this gambit system that opens up later. But we're gonna be getting this piecemeal for 20 hours here, and I don't know how
Yeah, it'd be
far
nice
we'll
if
get
they
into
just
this.
got the-
It depends how much this game drives my patience insane. There are no shops. There's only this.
At 11.
There are no towns. That was a bold choice.
It sure was a bold choice because they couldn't get a town to work with their engine that they designed. So maybe their
The
engine is
engine
garbage.
was. I mean, the engine's for everything. They had way too big of a.
they had way too big of a budget
Or
to.
they had way too big of like a plan for this because this was
This
Final
is part-
Fantasy 15 and that card game.
Yeah, Type 0 that
Yeah.
it became. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm referring to. You see how enemies swarm you here.
Mhm.
So battles are not really random. Effectively, like you have a free you basically have to fight. So because you have to fight. And you heal every time. What ends up happening is that in order for the battles to be challenging, they get tougher, as opposed to something like an Earthbound, where if you're too strong, then the enemies just despawn. You don't actually have to fight. So what they're actually doing is they're increasing the length of this portion of the game, because if you just could go through it like a normal Final Fantasy system, you'd maybe have 10 hours here and 10 hours in the end area. So basically, like they're cheesing it a little bit.
I don't see how that one works.
Well, and the most fun in D&D is not when you can just overpower everything and you have the ability to just do whatever. The fun in battle comes from the fact that you have to manage your resources. Like you can't just go all out in every fight. Like you have to plan out things, and much like the EXP share in Pokemon, it's great to use it when you could need it, but sometimes you just want to get through things.
I don't think that applies to this game because you have your full set of attacks and
Okay,
stuff. at the
let's see if
beginning.
I can avoid any of these. Nope, can't do it.
Oh well, I mean the avoiding thing is not too bad.
Well,
mean,
I also don't have my full range of abilities because the game piecemeals you everything.
every Final Fantasy is going to give you a little bit at a time.
No, it piecemeals battle mechanics.
Well,
But
yeah, that's good.
over the course of 20 hours, like in Final Fantasy X, like I know everything I'm doing right away. Same with 7, same with most of them.
You get more of the battle system right at the beginning in the others, yeah, and then you don't have to wait
Right.
for all of it throughout.
Mhm.
However, this game, let's see. First, with the way the battle system works and healing after it, in practice, that fixes so many of the obnoxious things of the earlier games of random battles. I guess that's a take it or leave it. I hate random battles.
I'm not the world's biggest person on random battles either, but at the very least, like I can manage those expectations and things. Or rather, like if I know random battles are coming, I can plan accordingly, and manage the resources I have effectively. Like here, like I don't have much of a reason for potions except in battle, and then that just sucks.
Well,
up
potions
time.
are going to be your main healing because of the way that like class things work. I don't even know how the white mages stuff work in this game.
I can't remember.
But I don't remember how like going between different characters are. But if you're relying on like AI to do the healing for you when you flip to what might be a healing class.
So here's
Basically, it's going to be potion healing.
here's what I remember about the story. You're in a place called Cocoon, and basically one of the main characters we have here are branded with something, which is basically like the gods saying, "Fuck you, you have to do something for us." If you do it, then your reward is you turn to crystal. If you don't do it, you turn into a monster. Am I correct on that?
Oh yeah, that's some of the basics.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you know, like never ever game needs like a really cool. Well, if it was just as simple as that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. So we staggered him by dealing damage to him effectively. If you do certain attack types, you can turn that gate up quicker, if I remember.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like most other RPGs where every set of
Yeah.
bad guys will have a particular attack pattern that they're weak to.
Oh yeah, like Xenoblade has one that's actually very similar to this.
Yeah, the Xeno series is known for that.
Yeah.
The first 5 or 6 or whatever those games all have.
Mm-hmm.
Increasingly...
Is there a map option I want to figure out? Can I
don't think so.
I want to pull up the map here just so I can argue. And look, I've played this game. Like, I want to make that clear. I've gone all the way through the end of this game here. I want to make that very clear. Like, my rage is justified. I feel like I feel like if you play a game all the way through and you know it sucks that way, you can be angry about a game.
See, this takes away
Well,
all of the miserable...
Well, I thought I was able to get around him. I was so excited about it that I
It's
went
not going to
backwards.
let you do that in, like, the first zone, but eventually you'll be able to pass on things you don't want to fight.
I'll be curious to know how to do
I'm
that.
sure there's a runaway mechanic as well.
I'm sure
Which
there
still
is.
tell you
Although I
about
don't
in 10
see one
hours.
currently.
Sure, you're not 10 hours in.
Oh, good. Yeah, I can
You gotta
do 10
earn-
hours to be able to run away
the
from
ability
random
to run
battles.
away.
Great.
But yeah, you're in the tutorial zone. It's not going to, like, let you skip stuff.
I mean, this is true. Although, am I gaining experience points? I don't think I am.
I have no idea. No, I don't think the...
Well, I'm earning something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the score is points.
I don't know what the value of the score is.
I don't think it has any
I tend to
relevance
listen
at
to
all.
ESPN 1000. That's for damn sure.
I don't think the score has anything to do with anything. But what this does is you don't have to sit and jump into a menu after every single fight and go, okay, where's my white
But you don't
mage?
have
Cure.
You don't have to do that anyway. Like, a lot of them will just throw a save point. Like, you can usually manage to just get through a save point if you can't do it in battle. That's what I do.
What, you mean in
Well, like most of the heal points will heal you up, particularly when you're out and about. Otherwise, you just have to go to an inn.
I guess so. I tend to heal up to full or just about full at the end of every fight when I play these kinds of games.
See, I don't. I like to manage my resources and stuff, and sometimes it leads to precarious
Well, it's all
situations and stuff. But
management.
yeah,
But anyways, the point is now they can throw any kind of creature they want at you. I will absolutely agree that in the final dungeon, this becomes insane when every creature is effectively a boss
it just
monster.
slows you down. Like that's the whole.
Only in the final dungeon, though, where every creature
I
is
mean,
a boss monster.
Yeah, yes, this is true, I suppose. But in any case,
Up until that, it's
Well-
going to be it's much faster than Final Fantasy X suffered from. Oh my God, this is a new system.
I love Final Fantasy X system. Final Fantasy X
Oh no,
system is
I
great.
mean in how long the fights take. These Final Fantasy X fights are
Explain
just
the
shooting
use
in
of
the head.
items in combat. Tell me what you want to teach me about items in combat, Final Fantasy 13. Select
See,
the
heal
items.
yourself using items. Exactly.
Okay. Select items. Okay, looks like I have potions.
Oh man, I bet they're about to kill Saz.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I just used a
Oh,
potion
that's right,
for
you
no
got oil
reason.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Potions heal the entire team.
Correct. Yeah. So
That's
you
how
want to
healing
keep an
works.
eye out on everybody's things. So remember, even if your allies are still standing, it's game over if the enemy KOs you. So basically, you have to keep yourself alive effectively. Which it's fine. Paper Mario is the same way. I have no fundamental problem with that concept. I have more of an issue that they have the gall to assume I couldn't figure out how to give myself a potion.
Oh man, that's just the tutorial age. The early 2010s had some of the worst tutorials.
I mean, this is very true.
This is one of the worst.
Well, and I guess I can kind of understand that because they're really hoping this would be a banger, like, crossover hit in the same way 7 was for the original PlayStation.
This one, I think, was built for the widest audience possible. Oh, he's dead.
Yep. Oh, can't go up those stairs.
Well, he got hit by a meteor.
He sure did.
Oh boy, now the entire thrust of Snow and Hope's character arc is about to happen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we have to go deal with another one of these characters. Okay, we were actually quiet because he asked us to. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot that she had that ability. I mean, sure, it's fine.
I can tell you why that is at some point. They never really... Oh, he broke it. Little bitch.
Well, I think originally they weren't sure what the battle system for this was going to be. Like, for a while it was like, is this going to be real time? And the answer was no, it wasn't.
13.3 does real time, and that is just not great. It's like real time. It's more like delayed time.
Sure, yeah.
Like enter command, walks up and does it, kind of. Like
15 is 15's real time. I'd say 15 is closer to real time.
Okay.
So they have done it before, and it sounds. I think 16 is going to be the same way. Final Fantasy VII Remake is kind of a mix of both.
Yeah.
I actually really like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Nope, can't get it through the staircase there. Have to battle.
Imagine being somebody who skips battles early on. What a
I'm not gaining XP, so what am I doing?
Yeah, I'm honestly not totally sure what's going on in terms of XP. It may be that you don't actually get the XP system until until you get branded.
I mean, I think I'm already branded because I've already been like, or who am I rescuing? Am I rescuing somebody?
Yeah, your sister's been branded at this
Oh, I
point.
I thought that was already done with. Like, she was already Crystal, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember. There's a little bit of flashbacky loopiness going on here.
Yeah, there is.
Because the game takes course. Or takes course. What is the word I'm looking for?
There's basically a whole bunch of simultaneous events happening at once.
It takes place over the course of 13 days.
Much like it's shown in Jump Show, there's a whole bunch of different things that are happening simultaneously. And what we're all encountering happens in the course of 5 total minutes. That's the amazing thing.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I can go down to the end of the hallway here. Let's see what's down here. What's worth my time to come down here? Oh, look, a treasure chest. I sure hope there's something good in here, something I wouldn't ordinarily think of. No,
It's
actually
Sled.
there's nothing there.
You're back at the start of the game.
Oh. Well, even more dumb. Why am I allowed to do that? Why am I allowed to do that? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm so confused. Do you want more freedom or less freedom?
I mean, when the hallway looks the same as every other hallway, like, I mean, come on.
I don't know.
I
I
think there's a
will stand
fundamental
by Final
difference.
Fantasy X is the far worse hallway simulator.
I'll be putting up a comparison when this video comes out. I'll just
We can
have
do
you
one
know.
long shot of Final Fantasy X from Besaid, that's the name of the first place, right?
Besaid, yeah.
All the way up to Xanarkand, and it will just be one giant hallway with the exception of that Spira zone.
Well, you see, you're right
Great
to a
Plains.
certain point, but you also got to remember in Final Fantasy X there are dungeons. There are places where you can get lost by going off the beaten path. There are things. That is a very Final Fantasy armor there.
Oh, they went hardcore.
They let
Sci-fi
Tetsu
Final
Nomura
Fantasy.
go crazy here.
Yeah, they're kind of all like that.
Okay, well, boss
And then
time.
it's back to the...
Yeah, boss
Oh,
time.
attack
Attack
chain.
chain. Oh, you're gonna teach me the thing I already know. Okay, I'll play your game. Let's go auto battle here. And we're gonna blitz. So okay, so then yeah, keep an eye on the chain gauge as you strike. The thing that So then stock a set of situationally appropriate commands.
Oh, man.
Oh boy, yeah, okay. gonna take out the weak ones here quick, because otherwise, yeah. Although he might be able to summon more, don't rule that out.
Oh no, he's attacking the going against what the tutorial said to do. Now the Psychon Marauder has no stagger in the gauge.
It's fine. First of all, now I'm taking less damage as a whole. I don't need the tutorial to tell me what to do. See, look, he's charging Man Drive. See,
Sometimes you just get big enough.
Yeah, there we go. See, we're fine.
I think my theory for this as to why the tutorials were so heavy on this one was that they were trying to go for as wide of an audience as possible and assume people wouldn't know how to play these kinds of games at all. Basically pull people from other genres.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what Final Fantasy VII did.
Yeah.
I mean, this game sold well. This game sold well, but I don't know how well it sold outside of people who had already played Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. It obviously sold enough for 2 sequels.
No. Walk that back immediately. It sold well for 2 sequels to be made reusing the same game's engine so they could save money.
I mean, yeah. See, when this game first came out, it was a huge deal, right? Right about the time they did the tech demo where they have, like, the Gunblade and everybody was like, the Gunblade!
Oh, this game was coming out for 5 years.
Well, yeah, but that was also at the same time they had what eventually became 15 and that, what did they call them? They called them, ended up being Type 0 and then...
Versus 13, yeah.
Versus 13. And Agito, is that the other one?
Agito became Type 0, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Versus 13 became 15.
Yeah,
right,
and
so
they had like a whole big... They were driving around in cars for 15. There was like this big ordeal. They had Shakespeare quotes all over it.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that...
Well, Versus 13... No, it absolutely did not. That's the most infuriating thing about it. Okay, so yeah, so they're on a mission to go kill God at the moment. Because the Fal'Cie are God, right?
There's a lot of gods.
Everything is like L'Cie and Fal'Cie. It's just like, it's too many weird sounding similar words. Like, I'm not saying you had to call it Orange Monkey Pants or something, but yeah, so...
Here's the Pope.
Yeah, he's the Pope.
Yes, there's a lot of gods fucking around here.
Yeah.
One god doesn't get talked about until the 3rd game. We'll see them right before the final dungeon, and they will get no explanation.
Really? Goodness.
We get no explanation of it. We see it up in the background, and it's the entire thrust of the 2nd game. I'll point that out and why it's obnoxious.
I gotta say, the character models look like PS2 character models.
Oh, they really do, yeah. Like the Final Fantasy X remake ones are like on par with it.
Oh, it's Mr. Kingdom Hearts. Here he is.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Story-wise, what we have been told so far, he's like a classic hero, so he's gonna have, the old Uber Smackdown. Gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah. Lightning is kind of on her own mission to blow shit up.
All the NPCs are dressed in weird fetish gear, as is the case for every Final Fantasy.
Precisely, yeah.
I guess that's just a Tetsuya Nomura thing.
Yeah,
Wonder what he does most
assuredly is. This is Snow. Yeah, he's fine.
He's the hero.
He is at best the 4th most likable character.
I go back and forth with him of it's nice to have a change of pace when he's around, but also mostly everybody's character arcs are
now. So yeah, so we get a new character to play with.
He's got a bandana.
He sure does. And he's also voiced by Troy Baker, who does Joel from The Last of Us. Not to be confused with Matt Mercer, although they do sound very similar.
Damn, we should get Matt Mercer to do voiceovers for this.
Matt Mercer...
He'll join our show, right?
There's no chance Matt Mercer would join our show. Matt Mercer is rocking with Critical Role and shit, and also he does a whole bunch of anime and stuff.
Yeah, he's
Matt Mercer has life figured out pretty well, I would imagine. That said, if Matt Mercer wants to come join us, I'm not opposed to it. I'll make that clear.